Una buen gusto. Lotto cambiando vida.
Raspa y gana. Envía aquí con Gold Rush. Lotto e Lotteria di Aruba introduciendo un nuovo di Raspa y gana. Pa premiar Gold Rush tem 2 premios mayor di 100.000 florin. Y ese es notatur. Un record na premio cash pa parte con un total de 1.260.000 florin. Pidi pa Gold Rush de 10 florin. Raspa y gana. Ya aquí con Gold Rush. Lotto e Lotteria di Aruba cambiando vida. Para más información visita nuestra página web o Facebook.
Feliz tarde, bom menino sorteio de Lotto e Lotteria de Aruba, vença 23 de abril de 2016. Meu nome é Isael Labadia, junto conosco no estúdio, nós temos representante de Lotto, também controlador Cobiara, nós está claro para começar que é promessa sorteio para o vetário que está 14, mas era sempre suerte no turno a casa. E per me volita che dovrebbe ricevere il primo premio di 14 per la tarde, per il numero 9, seguiva il numero 7, seconda volita per il numero 1, ultimo volita, primo premio di 14 per la tarde, 9, 9, 7, 1, 9, il primo premio di 14 per la tarde, seguiva e di 2 premio di 14. 5, 8, 2, seconda volita, per l'ultimo também e di 2 premio, da 2, 5, 8, 2, 2, e di 2 premio di 14, seguiva e di 3 premio di 14 per avitare. 2, 1, seconda volita, per il numero 4, ultimo volita, per il numero 1, 2, 1, 4, 1, 7 e di 3 premi di 14, papiano 3 nanka compra e a gana con 14 avitari. Seguiva Big 4 che abbiamo il premio sempre partito. 2, 6, seconda volita, 7, ultimo volita, Big 4, 6, 2, 6, 7, 6, Big 4 per avitari. Seguiva il nostro premio Zodiac no está 23 de abril de 2016. Zero, 3, 6, último bolita, per il numero 3, 03, 6, 3, Zodiac para avitari. Para completar el sorteo, aquí la vamos via e signo. Tutto per avitari, finalizando con il premio Zodiac signo per avitari. Leo, Leo está el signo que debería estar el lance, para más el número de ganador que está apareciendo arriba pantalla. Esa oportunidad para controlar y prometer el premio de 14 Beckford y también Zodiac Show. Hoy noche ya sabrá el jackpot de Lotto de día está 72.000 frame, porque ganar aquí solamente 2 frame. El jackpot más grande para hoy noche está Lotto 5 está 150.000 frame, porque ganar aquí solamente 4 florins. Pabiano il ganador di avitar di Lotto Lotteria di Aruba, cambiano viso con il deportista di Aruba. Like nos su Facebook e follow su Twitter per il risultato di Merdia Fanoci, visitando lottoaruba.com. Ti conosci ora back per il sorteo di Lotto.
Aquí con Gold Rush. Lotto e Lotteria di Aruba introduciendo un nuovo di Raspa y gana. Pa premiar Gold Rush tem 2 premios mayor di 100.000 florin. Y ese es notatur. Un record na premio cash pa parte con un total de 1.260.000 florin. Pidi pa Gold Rush de 10 florin. Raspa y gana. Ya aquí con Gold Rush. Lotto e Lotteria di Aruba cambiando vida. Para más información visita nuestra página web o Facebook.
Você conta duche pra biba? Like a boss! Com Lotto e Lotteria de Aruba, viradonha de bom mesmo vida, Antona bom gusto! Lotto cambiando vida.
gastroenterologist, and I practice and live in the suburbs of Detroit, Michigan. I'm a big sports fan.
He became the Rhodes Scholar representative as well as the homecoming king at Ohio State.
You know, what we're trying to do is replicate what you would have, for example, in my office. You want to be real and answer questions that are tough sometimes. Take a topic and really understand it and develop a solution. At the end, we'll help the patient that's in front of us and also help the patients at home as well as in the studio audience. That's the essence of what we want to do. Hello, everyone. Autism. It's a serious neurological developmental disorder affecting approximately 9 out of 1,000 children in the United States. The symptoms can be as follows. Number 1, social difficulty. Infants pay less attention to any social activity. Number 2, communication. Up to 50% have this difficulty with patients not having natural speech to meet their daily communication needs. Number 3, repetitive behavior. Patients may have multiple forms of this behavior. Autistic patients can have hand flapping, head rolling, or even self-injury. Autism is one of the autism spectrum disorders. The others are, number 1, Asperger's syndrome. That's the closest to autism. Number 2, Rett syndrome. Number 3, childhood disintegrative disorder. Number 4, pervasive developmental disorder, not otherwise specified. All of these disorders have in common widespread abnormalities of social interaction and communication, very restricted interest, and highly repetitive behavior. Very importantly, even though these patients may have symptoms, they don't mean that the individuals are sick or fragile or have emotional disturbance. That's important. I'll say it again, that just because they have these symptoms, it doesn't mean that these individuals are sick or fragile or have emotional disturbance. So what are the causes of this disorder? Number 1, genetic. This is likely due to interactions among multiple genes. In fact, siblings of autism patients are 25 times more likely than the general population to be autistic. Number 2, environmental. Most scientists feel that genetic and the environmental factors interact in this disease. This is commonly seen in many diseases. Number 3, there's no link between autism and vaccines. This can't be said stronger. There's no link between autism and vaccines. One study showed an MMR vaccine causing autism has been shown to be a fraudulent study and been withdrawn. Autism results from changes in various systems of the brain. How this still occurs is a mystery. When we return, we'll meet Anne. Please don't go away.
Well, my social skills were very underdeveloped. I didn't know how to communicate appropriately with people. I was twirling in circles. I was hitting myself in the head when I got frustrated. I got through a lot of temper tantrums.
Hola Aruba, les saluda Ismael Cala y les invito a que sintonicen Cala en CNN por Telearuba, Canal 13.
Target your best customers. Showcase your commercials. Complement your campaign. Reach your marketing goal. Telearuba and Cable Services, your best choice for advertising.
Welcome back. We have Ann Carpenter with us, and she'll tell us a little bit about her experience with autism. And to begin with, could you please tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I am Ann Carpenter. I'm now the Autism Society of Michigan's librarian and information and referral specialist. I've been doing this since 1988 because I can use my experiences as someone with autism and my background in library science. I have a master's degree in library science, which makes me able to do all this.
Well, thank you, Ann, for doing that work. That's tremendous. Let me ask you a question. Do you remember when you were first diagnosed with autism, the first time you were diagnosed with autism?
Well, I was told that when I was a little child at the Children's Psychiatric Hospital day program in Ann Arbor, Michigan, I was given the label of autism, but then when I started talking, they threw out the label, so I got lots of other labels instead. I was thought to be just partially sighted because I had my lenses removed when I was a baby. I was a German measles baby, so when my lenses were removed when I was an infant, I had glasses, but I couldn't tell the eye doctor what I couldn't see, so they gave me glasses, but they didn't think they worked well for me, so I was in a special program for children who are blind and partially sighted. My second grade teacher was nervous around me, and I picked up on her nervousness, and so I did a lot of challenging behaviors. I sort of did in my other classes, but they escalated because I didn't know how to communicate my discomfort around her. So she gave me a label of emotionally disturbed. I was in an emotionally disturbed classroom. It wasn't until I was 30 that I was given the real diagnosis.
I want to ask you just for a second, so 11 years of age, you were given the diagnosis of autism that was taken away, and you had many other labels that were given to you, and you described, and then at age 30 again, you were re-diagnosed with autism, and you really had it all along.
Well, when I was 4, I was thought to have autism, but then when I was 11, I was thought to have ADHD, but back then it was minimal brain dysfunction, or I was thought to have brain injury. That was the old term back in 1967 when I was 10.
I see. What kind of problems did you have? It's hard to remember this. When you were 11, what kinds of problems were you having that made them think you had any problems at all? Do you know?
Well, my social skills were very underdeveloped. I didn't know how to communicate appropriately with people. I was twirling in circles. I was hitting myself in the head when I got frustrated. I got through a lot of temper tantrums, and I jumped up and down when I got excited. I had very extreme emotional reactions, and so they knew something was wrong, and I had a feeling that all along that I was different when I was little. I thought that that's just how everyone was, but then when I was at Pathway, I was aware that I was much different than everybody else, and that something was wrong with me.
And it was so difficult for you to make the diagnosis. Let me just tell the people who are watching is this can be a very difficult diagnosis to make. I mean, I think in modern medicine we do a better job now, but you know, you can imagine, I mean, going through almost 30 years of your life, I mean, and not having the correct diagnosis or the correct treatment for that matter. So it's important, again, if you have a loved one or a family member that you think has that diagnosis, and you're not going to the correct person, because a family doctor sometimes, or a primary care doctor, may not be able to diagnose it. Find the doctor, find the specialist that can give you the help that you need. This is a theme we always have: be advocacy for your health, and treatment early on. And when you were finally diagnosed, how did they make the diagnosis? How did the doctor at age 30 make the diagnosis?
Well, he was a psychologist, and he used observation, and he looked at my personal history, my